Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Woo!
Woo!
Oh, there it
Okay.
is. Today's a different setup, a different situation. I am here with Husbay.
Oh, that's no.
Yeah, you've never heard me say it before? I've said it multiple times.
I don't listen to you then. That has to be what that means.
I'm here with Nicholas. I wanted to do this video with him to kind of not
I wanna
close
do
the
it too.
yes, to kind of not close the chapter, but I realize, because I've said it before, I am a research junkie. Not a lot of people or not a lot of men share their feelings and journeys through a spouse having infertility as well as loss. And he has both. So yeah, we have no script. I was supposed to write down some questions. We have no script. I have some in my head. We have no rhyme or reason on how we're going to do this. We're just going to do this. So this is us starting to do this. I guess I'll start with, hey, how do you feel?
Let's not.
And then a disclaimer at that before we even dive in. This is not something I'm springing up on my husband either. We've had our own separate talks. We've gone through the process together and separately. It's not a process start, process end. Definitely not that. But we have gone through our own things and we're able to speak about it and be okay.
Correct.
Correct. So I guess I could ask you something that I haven't asked before that people be wondering. Not like it's weird, but how are you? No, it's like it's a real thing. How are you?
Finer than I probably should be at this time.
Why do you say that?
Or finer than people would probably expect me to be, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I don't know. At least my perception of what other people's expectations of the circumstances that I'm supposed to be, I guess, distraught or
You're supposed to be broken
like,
down.
just like, oh my gosh, she's here.
Yeah.
I was honestly, not to say that this is the end of all feeling or whatever, but like, as for my consistent present feelings, I was okay by like week 2.
Yeah.
Like, okay to function
Mm-hmm.
and be whatever. Not to say that I forgot or didn't feel, but like, I wasn't taken out like in thoughts or emotions.
Yeah.
I was functioning.
I feel that. I it took me longer. We know that.
And that's
And that's
totally
fine.
understandable.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would kind of be concerning you if it wasn't for you, but then like that's also me putting
Yeah. Because people
expectations
probably think it's concerning for you not to be.
and honestly, people are probably concerned with
Both of
you
us.
being okay, still
Filming,
single,
doing all
yeah.
these things.
But then it's your individual journey, my individual journey, and then
Our
journey as a collective.
People don't
as
need
well.
to understand it.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not
It's
gonna say
not
it's not their
theirs,
business, but it isn't.
but it's
Yeah.
not their story though.
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
I think that's like a part of things where people, people around us have experienced loss, and then in this we find out more people have experienced
Bro,
mad heads
mad
has
heads.
experienced loss, and at the same in the same way, and you would have never known. And
unless you went
through it, which is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like you can't be too upset because who wants to go around
Nobody really
saying
broadcasts that,
right? Not everybody's a social media head who would just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell." Am I hurting you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, like who would say things, but I'm just like, I feel like that's another video, but I feel like second trimester loss needs to be spoken about a little bit more to prep people, because it's kind of,
This is not that.
That's like, I could go on a whole ordeal about that. That got to be another video because
Oh,
we could touch on it, but it's just like, I feel like after you get past that first trimester, people are like, oh, you're all good. And it's like the whole pregnancy,
anything could happen,
anything can
bro.
happen. It's just crazy. And no one really preps you for that. But then how can you prep a human for that? It's such a catch-22.
It's so crazy how many people told me, like, when I would go tell them, like, oh, yo, by the way, this toy's pregnant. Oh my gosh. Make sure don't tell anybody
In the
until
first
don't tell
trimester.
anybody. Mind you, they finding out in the first trimester. I'm just like, you're not the first to know. Like,
Right. You're not special. Like, you're
don't
not
tell anybody
special.
till the second.
Like,
Just make sure don't tell nobody. I'm just like, bro,
we're telling you
either he's
now.
gonna do it or he's not. Me telling
Right.
somebody ain't gonna change nothing.
Right. It's
Ain't no
like,
shame in it.
we having faith, we trust in God or not. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen, whatever. And then look what happened. Still second trimester. Not saying we don't trust God or whatever, but it's just like the whole first trimester. It don't make a difference. It doesn't. You tell people when you want, and you go about it when you want. Yeah. How has it been for you, right? Going through a season with a wife who has had past trauma, and then we get through that to then get into a new season of boom, infertility. That might be loaded. Or how does it?
It is, but I get it. Kind of feel like each season prepares you for the next.
Yeah.
Um, which is, that probably lends a hand in why I'm not so whatever, because I'm just like, it hasn't been roses. Like,
You used to the pain with me?
yes,
Oh
bro.
my gosh. It's true, but hey.
It's been trauma that's been worth it from day one. Literally.
Aww.
So, like, okay.
That was cute. That was cute. Okay.
So, that's the way I guess I see it.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad. There's no woe is me. It's
Yeah.
just, all right, some people got this. Some people can handle it. Some
Yeah.
people
Can't.
can't.
Yeah.
And some people are fortunate enough, not to say that I'm unfortunate, but some people are fortunate enough to not have to go through stuff so rough, but that's not our case.
Right, right.
Like,
We're one of the
I mean,
strongest soldiers.
my upbringing wasn't rough, but like,
Yeah.
you had it rough coming up, and I gladly took that on.
Okay, gladly.
Gladly.
Heard you.
But yeah, I don't know. Did I answer anything?
You did answer. So in the infertility part, for you, once we got the news, hey, less than 10% chance of having a baby, you was like, all right, okay. Or was it like gut punch, dad, having to deal with that before? Because we had to go through, I made it in my Instagram post, but we went through 3 medicated cycles with letrozole. No, 3 or 4 with letrozole, 2 IUIs, and then IVF. So we were trying on our own for a while, then was at the fertility clinic for 2 years. And then we did IVF because the first year was trying everything else. Then IVF was that year after they was like, girl, you know?
I'm gonna keep it a what? There is never a news or a moment where I thought I wasn't gonna have a kid
I feel that.
at all. Like when they said less than 10% chance, I was just like, that's sucky news. Like in general, like
But God could do a lot with 10%.
no, but like there's never just like a dang. What if I never have a kid? What if I not that adoption is bad, but what if my story is adoption? You was gonna give birth. Bro, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel that. I tussled with, dang, is my version of having a kid what I imagined it to be? Because I too always said I know I'm gonna have children. I'm gonna have children. But is that what I imagined it to be?
It's me that wasn't a part of it, right? The children was said it's me, nigga.
Don't. Yeah, like I always imagined when I got married. I always imagined I'm gonna get pregnant. It's gonna be a cute pregnancy. When I was doing dances and dance classes, I'm a dance during my pregnancy. I'm gonna do all of the things. Oof. Big lie, big foolishness. So in the whole process, because I took a break from a lot, I had to stop doing a lot because of the process, and I'm gonna ask you about that too. I didn't know if, okay, dag, children for Toya, is it adopting children? Children for Toya, is it kind of like our Auntie Colleen, we taking in children? Children for Toya, is it she got to get cut open to have children? Do I have to do a surrogate? Like, that's where my head was at.
We got offers.
We got offers. You know who you are.
Shout out.
Yeah. And her husband approved it. But yeah, like I didn't know if that was the case. And then it started to dawn on me sometimes when I was going through it. It was just like, man, are my children like my friends' children? Like, because our family has a lot of kids and all of their kids love us and we love them, right? We treat them all as if they belong to us. So is that us? Like, will we be that whatever? And I was like, no, I feel like God, no, I'm going to have children. I just don't know when. So it took me a minute to get through. But then even after this, I was like, all right, Big G, heard you. Don't understand it. You're a king. I don't have to understand. I'm going to just stay in my place. But I'm going to have my kids. I know I'm going to have my kids. So, yeah. How did you feel during the process of fertility? Those 3 years. How did you feel? Because I went through.
When you say it's 3 years, it's really a crazy thing to me. Because one, it was extensive.
It's wild.
But then when you put it in perspective and say 3 years, it's just like, oh snap.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like 3 years, but then
it was 3.
It was 3 years.
Yeah.
It was mad cycles, mad visits. Once again, it's one of those things.
I had a lot of mood swings. I had a lot of mood swings. I gained weight. I got to a point where I couldn't move. I was lazy. We weren't like used to that.
Yeah, it was.
Was it rough?
It was rough. The mood swings also wasn't new.
I don't have mood swings like that.
Not like that, but then, like I said, it wasn't new. Because, you used to have switches back in the days,
Magical.
Then there's just a little. Then there was a season of, stability. And then you went batch again. I'm joking. But no. The mood swings.
So what he's saying is he was used to my mood swings because I was crazy.
Used to it, but I wasn't, not like I'm excited about them. I wasn't, it was a challenge.
Okay.
Out of everything, that was one of the challenges because you could be hurtful. You could be mean.
We both can be.
Of course. And with that's what the challenge was. Not matching.
Not matching the energy?
Because once I match, nobody wins.
Nobody. That's a dark time for both of us. Time. Yeah.
And it's just like...
none of us going to back down.
Nobody's going to back down, but then in the end, it's your win to take. What I look like?
Tell it.
Going crazy on
you.
Lady who's carrying... or trying to carry my baby.
Yeah.
And struggling and going through chemical changes and emotional changes for our namesake.
Yeah.
What I look like.
Yeah.
Ingrate.
And then
swine.
I could say swine is crazy work. Wicked work.
Wicked.
I can say that now because I realize it, but the hormones had my mind going crazy.
What you mean?
Even in postpartum, it's going crazy. It's like I had so many, like, the anxiety level was on 10,000 through the whole process. Not going crazy like I was going to shoot somebody or kill you or something like that. You were safe, my guy. Lower your eyebrows. You were safe.
Okay. Am I safe?
You are safe.
Okay.
It's I had so many different thoughts. Stop.
What did I? You're supposed to make eye contact.
Please. I had so many different thoughts, so many different feelings. I couldn't understand or articulate my feelings at all until like weeks later. And it was crazy. And then I still have to address it because I can't come down, and he already passed everything because it happened like weeks ago, I'm assuming. But that was a part of it. My next question, getting into the meat of...
Should I have had questions?
No, but if something comes up, you can ask me. In the hospital. Yeah. In the hospital. Let's go through the steps. Let's go through the 20-week appointment and them saying, we got to send you to the hospital. Feelings, thoughts.
Okay. All right. So let me see if I can get this all right. We go to 20-week, see, full anatomy scan of the baby, and she's being regular stubborn, hiding, staying in corners, not trying to be seen.
The baby is the she.
Sorry. Yes, not Toya.
Nevaeh, yeah.
Nevaeh. Regular stuff that she did the first time, but then was deemed fully healthy. Whatever the case is, everything looks normal. It's just certain pictures they couldn't get. Then take a look at the cervix, and they see it's funneling. That's no bueno.
Funneling is such a better word. Go ahead. Sorry. I've been saying inside out. That's what I've been saying. Inside out. But no, funneling is a better word. Go off.
Yes. So cervix is funneling, and they're just like, yeah, you're probably going to need cerclage. So we're just going to send you over to the hospital. We're going to call so-and-so, see if they're there, whatever the case is. So I'm just like, okay. Once again, always something. And then they get into the details of everything, and I'm just like, woo. This sounds serious.
And this is all still at the 20-week.
This is, yeah, it's
we
all...
didn't even touch the
it's
hospital
all coming
yet.
really quick, and she is laying down. She's not gathering... It's something about these doctors' faces. Like, they do well at poker faces, and just when they're trying hard to just not give reaction, I know something's up.
We know something's up.
So one would come, one is looking at it, and then the next one comes over the shoulder, and they're looking hard.
Like, yeah.
And they're just like...
And we're
I'm
just like,
damn.
All right.
Something's going on. And then they stop everything, and then you got that pause, and then they go, okay. And then it's just like, bro, just talk to me,
Just
bro.
talk to me.
Because you know they about to, all right, how do I say this? Bro, just, what's going on?
Right.
Because it's not good.
We knew it.
Unfortunately, I know that aspect too well.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, there's that. Then there's just like, all right, we're going to send you over to the hospital, whatever the case is. Oh, in my mind, there was like maybe a go home, get dinner-ish.
I thought that they were like, go home,
they said,
pack a bag.
Yeah, no, go now.
Straight
we
there.
Literally went right next door. Like, drove right next door.
Check in, got a room, like within 15 minutes.
Literally. It was crazy. So literally everything is just going really fast, making phone calls to parents and siblings in the process. But there's that. So not much feeling, but just like
on the go.
Like, what's next? Making sure you're good, whatever the case is. Hunger and tired.
We were so hungry, bro. Because we were going to go out to eat right after.
Yeah. That was going to be the treat.
We were going to drop some stuff off to church because that was rehearsal night. It was a Thursday.
Yeah. No, I think I was playing.
You wasn't playing that night. We thought you were, and you was like, nah, I'm not playing. Tiff was playing. And we were like, oh, that works out. We can go to K Pacho and get wings.
You're right. You got it. My bad.
Yeah. So
Um.
it just happened so fast. So fast. So okay. So now we made it to the hospital.
Mhm.
I'm checked in. I'm in the first room because I went to like 3, 4 rooms. I'm in
Mhm.
the first room. Got the IV. Sis deemed me as depression and anxiety.
It happened so early.
Yeah. That's when she asked me the
You're
question.
right. That's
And then we
tough.
found out the day I was leaving that was on my chart.
That's mad funny. Also, the staff amazing. The nurses. Shout out to Big Joe. Um.
All of them are so good. And
Literally.
Jen and
Yeah.
the men, all of them. They were great.
Very excellent. I have
They were
no
great.
complaints when it comes to them.
Yeah, they made
They
the
made the process, the sucky process, much
better.
easier. Like I could see, yeah, it could have
Amazing.
went much worse
It could have.
if we didn't have that support of course, family and friends and
The
the
nurses.
nurses that was there.
The
Like
nurses were excellent. Nurses make the world. Nurses, when it comes to doctors' offices and hospitals and stuff, it's the nurse that makes it.
it's kind of scary. Like
They make the place
granted, I
run.
can't imagine like having your life, your health is in the balance. You're most vulnerable. You're scared and like you got bad service.
I'm saying, like,
That's scary, bro.
it takes a special person to be a nurse. You got bad ones out there,
Oh
but
yeah,
we experienced excellence
excellent
straight
nurses.
through. So it was
If I
good.
had money, I'd bless you.
Yeah, but we
Well,
broke.
no. You know what? I have money. I just, you know,
Not enough to give every single nurse that
everything.
touched me that day.
Something that matter.
So yeah,
But like chips or something, you know?
how did you? That was you. This was still a part of you going through the motions of
Yes.
everything's happening fast.
Yes.
So I guess when things technically started to slow down was, or before I jumped to that, the emergency cerclage, and then they couldn't even do it, and they came back and was like, your water broke. How was that for you? When we got the news, yes, we're having a miscarriage.
That was big heaviness. That I think that was the first time in a while that emotions hit me without something invoking it. Meaning, if I'm in church, music most times could get me going.
Yes.
So if I put on a certain playlist,
We're
if I'm
done.
listening to certain things, I can get myself in a mode or it'll trigger certain things. If worship is going on or there's a word released, whatever the case is, and it's speaking to my situation, then the right song hit, I'm done again. I'm at the altar, bro. I'm done. Donezo. And those who know, they see me, they meet me where I'm at, whatever the case is. This one, ain't need no music, man. I was just like, and it was I've been saying like miscarriage has been a part of my story from, well, I guess forever. That is my story because my mom. But I guess it's something you kind of take for granted. It was just like, all right, she went through 7, and I'm here, so it's just like, all right, there's
Right.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Or like, all right, that was she had 7, like almost she bared the load. Like
Yeah.
if she had 7, I might be good. Like you
Right.
good for the next couple of generations. You had a lot, sis.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, but yeah, that definitely wasn't the case. We had to go through that. So yeah, it's definitely overwhelming feelings. Feel like we kind of just got somewhere, and then it's being stripped from us. I'm just like, no, bro, we just had the gender reveal.
It was like a week before.
It was like a week before, literally.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right. I mean, I had to come to terms with me having a girl.
Yes.
I just accepted. I started saying, I'm a girl dad. You know, whatever. I was teen boy. And then I switched over to teen girl. Kept my pink necklace in my truck.
You did.
Because that's for my baby girl.
You did.
I had no problem. It's just, I lost a bet. It is what it is.
That's it.
Either way, healthy baby was always the goal.
Yeah.
I was never, it was all like, whatever. But yeah, so you get something and then
Make sure the beep ain't these. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
then it was just stripped away. It sucked. It sucked a lot. I didn't really know what to feel. Or like, clearly nothing to say. Like,
Because it's like they already said this is
yeah,
what it is.
I've always found a way to support, like, through the years. But how do you? I don't got it. In that moment, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, what do I say? How do I support? Like, how do I help? There is no helping.
Right. Can you
And then
do
it's
the
just like,
same?
what's next? Like that. That was baseline. The news was the start of the crap
Everything.
show.
Yeah.
So it was just like, all right, this means you're gonna have a miscarriage, which means, all right, now you're gonna go through a storm. Like, it's like somebody just punched you in your face and just like, all right, you about to get jumped. It's just like, no, the hit hurt, bro. I'm good. Like, I don't want to fight. No, you're
Right.
gonna have to get jumped.
It wasn't like miscarriage. Okay,
No,
you had it. Go home. No, it was like
it's like, well, just take some time. We're gonna talk to you about your next steps. And I'm just
and
like,
options. It's
what's options? So now we get to, first of all,
the camera messed up your thought. This was the start of the whole thing.
but yeah, that was the start of the whole thing. Bunch of overwhelming feelings. Definitely let down. I'd say anger. Um, Anger, disappointment. But then it was just like, all right, what next? I think your dad called me, or I called your dad, and he was just like, all right, what's going on, my son? Tell me what's up. I'm just like,
My daddy love you.
I opened my mouth, but I couldn't get words out.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was by the nurse's station. I'm just like, I can't talk here. I went around the corner,
Yeah.
and I just, like, choked up the words. I'm just like, that was the first time I said I think was probably to him.
Oh, I
And
didn't
then,
know that.
yeah. And then I called Nate and told him, and he was just like, I'm on my way. Well, he was on his way for when we first got to the hospital. But yeah, I told your dad. He was just like, well, I can't say on camera, but I told your dad.
What did he say? I can edit it out.
Explicit. He said,
Okay.
yeah, that's what Frank said. But yeah, so there was that. And I was done on that. I was just like, yo, I gotta call you back. What were you? What was your thoughts and feelings with that initial?
Well, they told me when I was on the surgery table.
Right, so you knew before me.
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your water broke." Not as perky as that, but they said, "Mrs. Fraser, I'm so sorry, your water broke." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, that means you're having a miscarriage and the baby won't be able to survive right now." And I said, "Okay." And I was just quiet. And then the entire room went quiet with me. And I went numb. I went numb because I had a little bit of hope leaving the 20 week, but my mind was preparing itself for what actually happened.
It's so crazy. Like, I was downstairs. Now, like, different aspects is coming back into it. That part even blanked out that when you went in for the circle, me and your mom was downstairs, like at the Panero. We was just sitting down waiting for news. She's trying to do her homework but can't focus on the homework, so we're just talking crap, whatever the case is. Talking about you. Then they finally called me and shit, what's going on? What? And then me actually hearing, like, over the phone that something's wrong. Like, they didn't say, they said, hey, are you
The
far?
nurses
The
called
nurse
you.
called me because they said they were going to call when we were done.
Yeah.
And it was 30 minutes to an hour that I was going to be. She called probably like at the hour, a little over hour marker. So I'm thinking it's done. Well, technically it was. I'm thinking it was done. She's just like, hey, so something came up. Like, are you far? I'm just like, I'm on the way. But in her tone, you could kind of hear
They
that
can't hide it,
they
bro.
can't.
Yeah.
Like, if it was done, it would have just been, hey, well, finish. You can come see her. It was just like,
Right. They would
I
have
got
said
something to
over the
tell you.
phone,
So I was just like,
everything worked out fine because they know you stressing. They would have
so
said it.
mom is already on panic mode. I'm just like, I don't know anything. Let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I went up, she was just like, and then she told me, and I just broke down with everybody there. Yeah, Nate came. Then it was me, you, mom, and Nate for a little while.
Mm-hmm. One thing about our family, they don't play about us.
Yeah, they gonna come through.
They gonna come through. Big cheese. Okay.
That was it was strengthening, I guess, vulnerable moment. When I first called Nate, when we was like at triage at the cat's place, whatever the case is,
Mm-hmm.
told him what was going on, this, that, third. We're gonna pray, bro. I know you
I
can.
remember.
Bro, when I say it, I almost cried in that lobby. I was just like, ooh,
Yeah,
that's heavy.
I did cry.
And I'm not saying nothing, bro. Like, I'm not saying nothing about your spiritual life. Like, it's not shots or anything, but just like, we don't usually, it's sad to say, but like, we don't be praying together like that, me and my brother. So like, that meant a lot. Like, it was, I didn't tell him, but hopefully this is not the first time he's hearing this. I'm gonna tell him, but yeah, that meant a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that he tapped into the source. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's meant a lot to me. That's still his source.
Mm-hmm.
He knows where his strength came from, and that he was able to go there for me because I didn't have it to go there for myself.
You know, it's so funny. Like, I mentioned that when I did the quick video on what happened, because I kept getting congratulations on the other videos. So I was like, I kind of need to say it, but I still get them to this day. I was just like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to y'all and be like, oh, when it took place, I prayed, I said whatever. I didn't do anything. I had a hard time. Like, from the moment they said something was wrong, I'm not gonna lie, had a hard time getting ready to speak with Big G. Because what we gonna talk about?
No. We was gonna talk. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I reserved any type of whatever because, and this is after news of miscarriage. What I had to say to him, I couldn't say in front of nobody.
Yeah, would I have to get you committed?
Me, it was gonna have a real heart to heart,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be dirty. And then he kind of come and change my heart, whatever the case is. But I wasn't okay. There's still questions of, I guess, why, and that I'm probably never gonna get the answer to.
Right.
It's just God being sovereign, whatever the case may be. But even down to Renee coming in and
Sister Renee.
I mean, you're gonna come and wreck every time. I get it.
Sister Renee.
In hindsight, I appreciate it. I do.
And every time she sing that song, I'm like,
and I had no art against my good sis for singing it. But in that moment,
she broke the whole room.
I saw red.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one not singing, not giving two craps about that song. I turned my back and I went red.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, what good plan, my guy?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
But that's my finite knowledge, So,
right.
But that was me, I guess, feeling whatever raw emotions in that time.
As you should have.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not my heart right now,
Yeah.
I'm able to sing that song with confidence now.
Through it. It's just, and even, I still can't get through that song fully, but I believe it. That's what it is. I believe it. Through it, I don't even know.
That's Good Plans by Red Rocks Worship, just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah. Good song.
He has good plans. No.
Yeah, I'm scattered. I'm sorry.
You're not. Stop it. You're doing great.
I went to the second day.
You're doing great.
Okay.
So now we're at the second day. Since Babe ushered into the second day, right?
Did we finish the first? That was everything in the first, right?
Yeah.
Wait, they didn't tell us the options. The options was, okay, you're gonna have a miscarriage. So you have two options. You can induce labor, or you can have a DNC where they would have to
Break her
call.
apart.
They would have to call a bunch of specialists that probably isn't even at the hospital or on call. So they have to make a bunch of calls to make sure the right people is there in place, and then literally break the baby up in pieces and pull her out in
Absolutely not.
pieces. And this is the baby is expected to have a stillbirth. I'm glad we didn't go with that route. That sounds like the more traumatic route.
Drastic,
And it's
yeah.
just like, no, just labor.
Yeah.
That wasn't much of a question or anything. It was just understood that. I'm glad we did because it paid off in the end. Day 2
Yeah.
or 3.
It doesn't matter at this point because I think we're just going through it.
Okay.
And something I didn't even share with people through this whole process of them inducing me so I can have her, I felt her.
Which is why we can't relate. So
I felt
let me
her.
tell you, the first 21 weeks. That's how many months?
5 months.
That's 5 months.
We were 5 months pregnant.
Really? Whatever it was, all the months she feeling whatever. Babe, I can't wait till you can feel the kicks. And then when the last appointment before the scan, doctor was saying she has no, it was at the scan where they said you have
The incompetent cervix.
no, the something
An anterior placenta.
yes. So your placenta is on the outside, so you can't feel the kicks.
The front of your
I
stomach.
can't feel no kicks.
It takes longer.
She could feel it internally because the placenta is blocking on the outside. It's positioned on the outside. I can't feel when the baby is kicking because the placenta is taking all them kicks.
Yes, I feel
So it
little
takes
nudges.
longer for me on the outside to feel, but she be feeling little flutters and nudges.
Right, because I still can't feel her fully because of that placenta in the front. Right?
Right.
I was cutting you off. I apologize.
You go.
No, you go. Finish.
I won't be petty tonight.
Thank you.
Yep. But that's why I always say, like, our experiences are totally different, and it definitely should be. Like, hers is always going to be, I guess, harder than mine, which is why I don't be feeling guilty. There was little parts of it where I'd feel guilty for not feeling worse, but I'm just like, bro, you went through way more than me. Like, even before you actually got pregnant, there was dozens of times where it's just like, babe, I think I'm pregnant. You feel the nausea, you feel all the symptoms, and it's just like, I'm here. I'm just like, okay, cool. I guess you're pregnant.
Negative.
And then it's like, test negative.
Negative.
Like, to the point where we started buying like the cheap ones because it's just like, it's gonna be expensive. You get a bunch of Clear Blues.
Yeah.
So you get like 100 pack of this one, and you just piss away.
Yeah.
And I feel this, like, it's gotta be it. Trust me, like, all the boxes just checked off. Negative. So you're going through that, and I'm just like, all right, I'm on the outside. I could easily check out of that, but your body is like, you can't have certain things. You can't. You feel nauseous. Like, you got morning sickness with no baby. You see what I'm saying? So I can't speak to what that feels like. I can speak to how I reacted to that, or how I reacted to you reacting to that. But then, like, I can't say I went through these physical and chemical changes.
Yeah.
So that's why your process, and I appreciate you a bunch for going through all of this. I don't know if
You've said it.
I have.
I think so.
I hope so. It's just if you have to
know
think about
you
it.
appreciate it.
No, but like, I just want you to know. I really do appreciate it. Like,
Okay.
you're really, really strong. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You keep on proving that. It's scary.
It's scary.
It is scary just because I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you'll be all right because you're strong, but then it's just like, if he picks his strongest for his greatest battles.
I'm not trying to pick strongest this year.
I mean, but then, like, you just strong, man. You
Thank
just
you.
dive in weird and tough situations. I don't know. Something about you. And, you know, I'll leave that there because I'm not crying on this camera, but I
Right. I
appreciate
have
you.
tissues behind me.
You can keep them there because I don't need them.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You add to my strength. I'm serious.
Stop.
Yes, and I'm not crying on this camera, so don't look me in my eye. But
When you look
you
me in
add
the
to my
eye.
strength. Because it was a lot. It was good lemonade. He made fancy lemonade. Just so y'all know, it's lemonade. Even with his stinky pinky up.
It's not a stinky pinky. You can't say that.
Okay. Oh, that's ew. Ew. I
You never heard.
I
Well, I'm not
have,
gonna
but
say the term.
I didn't think about it. I man, I'm not trying to be
You poor
all.
thing.
It's just you add to my strength, and I haven't experienced a relationship with someone who is as attentive and caring and loving as you. And I think a great point for us, and we don't even got to dive into it too much because it could be another video. We started out as friends.
Your money. Stop playing. We don't have any shit, bro.
Right? That was just me being regular. I was hoping we could catch something on here,
Yeah,
but
we'll work on it.
we started out being friends, and then in the beginning of our relationship, we made our little contract, and I still have the notes in my phone that said, "Above all, if this fails, we will still be friends," and we held to that.
My dog.
In you telling me that I was strong during the whole process, I did not feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt myself. I'm not even saying felt myself. I gave up. I was done. I didn't want any more. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to push. I gave up completely. So that's where I guess my next question is.
When you say in the process, where in the process are you talking about?
When they started giving us options.
Okay.
Yeah. And
like at the hospital after they said you're gonna have a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
After it was just like, there's no other way. And then a part of me started to build it up when I was like, if she's born, you're saying she's born stillborn, but if she's born breathing, can we intervene? And then they were like, no, she's too small. We won't be able to do that because she's too young. We'll hurt her more than help her.
You know what's crazy?
I just gave up. Go ahead.
Did I cut you off?
No, you're fine.
Are you sure?
I am fine. Go ahead. This about you and your perspective. I'm talking too much as it is.
I don't think that's a real thing.
What?
You're not talking too much.
Go
Because
for it.
I don't like to talk. While we were sitting there, after we got miscarriage news, Auntie
Colleen.
and I think Auntie Tony were just like, Auntie Tony was hitting me with your job is to cover your household, pray for her.
I didn't know she spoke with you separately.
Auntie Tony was very present, communicating with me.
Oh,
I mean, you wouldn't know who hit up any. Nobody's
That's
talking
true.
to you. Everybody's talking to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was there, and then Auntie Clean, pray, whatever the case is. So even though yes, I said I'm not gonna pray to God until I gotta go have it. I did pray, and then there was this feeling in me like, all right, what am I praying for? Am I praying for peace? Am I praying for comfort? Or am I praying for a miracle?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I ungrateful for praying for another miracle? Because she technically already worked a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
You were pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor said you were infertile.
Didn't get pregnant. Yeah.
So, all right, we're grateful for that. But then, do we settle for she was pregnant and then baby went away? What if the baby, even though the doctor says it's going to be a stillbirth, what if God says baby lives? So I'm just torn. I'm just all right, at what point am I guess, going against God's will or?
Right. The will we don't know.
yeah, I don't know. It was a real confusing
Yeah,
thing for me. So like, they're just like, pray for this, pray for, and I'm just like,
they prayed.
yeah,
Look, y'all take it on.
I was just like, do what you want to do, God, because you're gonna do it
You're gonna do
regardless.
it
So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
regardless.
ask you to put up hopes and say, yo, keep her alive.
Yeah. And then even in that, I'm not even gonna front. If the prayer was keep her alive, he did though.
He did,
She was supposed to be born stillborn.
bro.
Wow. Ain't that crazy?
It is crazy, but then like, all right,
It's not in the way that our human minds how we want it, but nothing God does is how we want it. Like you get what I mean? Nothing is 100% what we thought it was supposed to, or what we, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's tough. Wow, yeah.
so even in praying for the miracle of God keep her alive, he did. And that is, I guess I'll skip over other points, but just on that one, I was super grateful that you were able to spend those 3 hours with her before she passed away. Because again, he didn't get that feeling. And in my head, where he's making sure I'm okay, in my head, I wanted to make sure he was okay. So I wanted to make sure you was okay. So in that, the only thing after coming out of a whole surgery where they had to quicken help save my life or whatever, but I was like, where's my husband? Where's the baby? Oh, we can get him to be with you. Is he with the baby? Yes, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Am I okay? Yes, leave him alone. Let him have that time with her. And that made me comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That made me okay. Until they started ODing and I was asking for both my baby and my husband, and none of them was giving them to me. But I was just happy that she was breathing and moving with him, because when I gave birth and they put her on me, she moved and she was there and she had our features, which is crazy. We saw what Shorty was going to look like
I think that part messed me up,
because
man.
we saw it. It wasn't like she wasn't a blob, and that's why everyone calls her a fetus. Everyone did that.
That was a baby,
That was
bro.
our baby.
So when we were at the rewind back to the 20-week scan, rewind as if it was that far. Go to the day before to the scan. Toya had brought up like doing like a 3D image, like, hey, do you guys do 3D images? So it's just like, yeah, we do it like
But
as an
it's too
amusement,
early.
but like it's too early. Like we don't usually do that unless there's something really really going on,
Yeah.
or like literally just to show people and amuse them. But it's gonna be all skeletal.
Yeah.
You're
She's
not
like,
gonna
she's gonna
see
look like an
anything.
alien.
So literally, I'm going into this like, all right,
You're
she
not
ain't
gonna
really
see
formed. Like you
nothing.
ain't gonna see nothing. Like, and on the scan, it's showing just that. Like she looked like a blob of nothingness. Boy,
Yeah.
when
I
she
think
delivered the baby, she goes, ah, boo,
I literally said,
she's out.
she's out.
So, I mean, it happened so quick. Family was in the room, whatever the case is. They looked at me, and I was just like,
And he
and
lifted.
then I lifted the blanket, and I was like, oh, boy, that baby had features
Yeah. I
that
think
I didn't expect.
that's what wrecked me, because she looked like me,
She did.
and that's what wrecked me.
She got your nose,
Yeah, and the chin
the chin,
and the
yeah,
lips. Yeah, and I saw we couldn't see her eyes weren't open. We couldn't see her eyes,
yeah.
but she had you and your brother's eyebrows and up here,
Mm,
and that wrecked me because I saw it immediately, even in all of it before almost passing out. Like I saw it. And then to go, we're all over the place. So sorry, but even to go to um, the feeling where I felt numbness, didn't want to fight, didn't want to do anything until she laid on my chest, and these like at least how many people, how many nurses and doctors in that room?
at least 10 to
At
12.
least 10 to 12 in there working on me. Miss Fraser, this is going to hurt. We're going to have to stick our whole hand. Oh, we're going to have to get this out. Can you try to push? And I'm just like, like I'm in pain, but I didn't care about none of that.
this is now the placenta that they're trying to get out same time. So the baby flies out,
Give
and they're
birth,
just like,
and
all right, she's bleeding, whatever the case is.
I didn't
I
get
don't. Is this
the
TMI?
no.
Okay, so they're trying to get the placenta out. So Doc is forearm deep in there and coming short, like literally
Pieces.
pieces. And I'm just like, granted, I don't know what it's supposed to look like. So I'm just like, we're getting somewhere, and she's just coming out, bam. And it's just like, we're getting nowhere. Like
Loki
she
would
looks
have been
disappointed every time.
bigger than Nevaeh or same size as her.
Oh yeah.
Loki.
Okay.
Probably.
Hence the looks. She wasn't having it. She was just like, nah. And then back up in there digging nothing. And I was just like, okay. And then more keep coming in, and then
how'd you feel seeing that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is not even a thing to tell y'all what happened. This is a thing of how'd you feel when it happened.
I don't know. Like it was no squirminess or just like I'm like, all right, let's get it going. Like make sure she good.
Yeah.
Like, but then it was like it was I guess an internal storm. Like I guess that's me in general though. Like the more things go on externally, the more closed I am.
Yeah. Until you get a hold of the situation.
Yeah, then I'm probably still not gonna be vocal, but I'll move to action if it need be.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give a lot of
Yeah.
emotions or whatever. The more that stuff is going on the outside, on the outside, I should say.
Yeah.
So with more and more nurses popping through and call this person, call that person, and then more and more people coming, and then them looking at the screen. Oh, this is this. Yo, call this person for unit of blood. I'm just like,
Still red?
yeah. I'm like, oh, stuff is going on, and there's just like somebody else will come in and be like, oh yeah, let's now, boom, and it's just like
my blood pressure dropped really, really low.
it was a
Multiple
lot
times.
of that where it's just like they were on the same page, but nobody ain't saying nothing to nobody.
They knew, but
they
wasn't
know
saying nothing.
And they're yeah, means everything
drifting.
to them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
I'm just dripping. It's like 50 people putting needles in, 50 people giving meds, this and that.
So it was that, and then like I guess I had a job to do, so they needed her to stay awake. So while everything's going on, yes, I'm taking that in, but then like you need to stay awake. So I'm trying to focus on that. Like, but then I don't got nothing.
He's like, talk
I
to me.
always
Talk
compare.
to me.
Yeah, I'm
like,
saying the same things, and she's just like, okay, and I'm just like, hey, babe. You ever had somebody ask you like, yo, what's your favorite song? You know that Rolodex that just spins?
Yeah.
When you're looking for your favorite song, unless you really got it like that. Me, I listen to a lot of music, so I got a lot of favorite songs. You can never pick one.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's what happened when I was trying to find a conversation.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to
like,
have a conversation
I was
with
just
me at
like,
that moment. What you did was perfect.
And I'm just like, yo, what you want to eat when we got? She's like, I don't want to talk about food. I was just like, damn, wrong one.
I said that?
Yes. But then why would I bring up food at this time?
I don't remember.
You fighting for life. What is wrong with me? You see what I'm saying? So I was just like, all right, well, keep talking. And then this donkey tried to fade. Ooh, almost. Ooh.
Well, I will say I didn't purposely try to fade. But I was like, while he's talking to me and I'm like, yes, I'm okay. Not okay, like okay. Like I said, that was when I started to fight because I saw the baby and I saw my husband. Like seeing my family together like this, I was like, I have to fight, even if it's just for a little bit for me to just see this through together, you know? Yeah. That was like a tough one. And then when it came to the realization, like, yeah, you lost a lot of blood.
Yeah.
We almost lost you. How did you feel when you found that out?
That blood was like water.
Yeah.
The way it was just.
Yeah.
It was like water.
It was over a liter.
When I find out that you almost died.
And seeing that blood too, like that's a lot.
Yeah, So I never really. I expected that there would be a lot of blood because
you gave birth.
So I didn't know what too much would look like. I just was like, all right, this was always gonna be a bloody scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought we was,
Yeah.
on route. We was
So
in the right direction.
so how did you feel with them rolling me out then? Saying, okay, we got to take the baby from you, kiss her goodbye, roll out. No, sorry, husband, you can't come.
Um, that was sucky. Um, I was nervous,
Mm-hmm.
scared. Yeah.
So a lot happened. We just talked about birth and all of that and then all of that's jazz. But even up to it, them inducing every 2 or 3 hours, they had to
3 hours.
put the pill up, like a person had to come put a pill up my snatch. Arm deep.
Hey, all right, forget it.
Violation. And that will help induce the labor. And then I started to like,
Maybe that's why I wasn't so traumatized in the end. They primed me too. I didn't see everybody go up there. I was just like, by the time.
Wow. I get that. You know what was a big help? And you can let me know if it was a big help for you. I think our family members, other than mom, pop, Nathan, mom, pop, Nathan, other family members that came in, the Jordans, the Nydias, the Jasons, even Queen. I was very excited to see Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Renee coming in, friends. So like we saw our village funnel through. And I think that helped keep us afloat as well. I don't know. You feel the same way?
100%. Yeah. I yeah. I don't see it being so. Not to say that it was an easygoing process, but like
They helped it.
they helped it go along.
I don't even think they realized how much they did help
Yeah.
it. Even PC and
It was just
Christabel
like
popping
there
up,
wasn't
it
like
was-
moments where it's just like, dang, I wish. Like kind of internally, you'd be like, dang, I wish he wasn't here sometimes.
Right, go home. No.
Like there was like, nah, like I genuinely want him to stay. Like when there was, sorry guys, it was so selfish. Like there was just like, I gotta go breastfeed my baby, and I'm
I
just
was
like,
so mad. Like, why you gotta
just like
breastfeed that
leave
baby?
that baby at home, bro.
Like,
What are you doing?
go feed her. But we
Yeah,
were just like, dang.
it's like you coming back?
Right.
What
We were
time?
you come back. What time you coming back? You sure you need to like? She can't drink formula.
I
Like,
was like,
all
are
right?
y'all leaving too?
Right? Like everybody has to go, and then they all went. And it's just like, but it was very helpful. They helped keep us afloat.
Yeah,
They helped keep us afloat.
and there was much more that came. They were there from the earliest and the longest.
Yes.
Which is why we name drop. But if we really want to name drop everybody that came, we can.
So many people came. Go ahead if you want to.
Oh,
Oh no, we don't have to. Like every single person that came, whether you were there just for after the birth, for the birth, like our whole family.
period.
It was just it helped.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like after when it was recovery and I was up in the labor and delivery suite with the other moms and they kept me on the other side of the thing away from crying babies and their mothers.
I think they did that for both. Even L&D was the only one on the end,
Yeah.
which was great.
I think that was
because
protocol.
whatever it was, it worked out because they said let's try to keep it 4 in the room, and we had consistently like 8 to 10 in the room.
Yeah, and they allowed it though. They
Yeah.
allowed it, and yeah, she was like, "I understand what you're going through."
It's so funny. Like in the doctor's notes, where did we even see the doctor's notes?
Yes,
it
in
was
my
just like
portal, my patient portal.
family singing in the room.
Right.
Family singing worship music in the room.
Patient says she doesn't know how she feels. Patient says it feels better when she pushes. Patient says it feels like she needs to poop. Like, it was so funny.
That was your main thing. I don't know why. Like you push the baby out. She's like, babe,
that is my
did I poop?
biggest fear. What? Let me tell you, it is for me. I did not want to poop. Like, and it's a thing because you got epidural and everything, you can't feel down there. I couldn't feel down there. There was even a time where they needed to take my temperature because I got an infection. They need to take my temperature in the booty.
It's
And
a
I was
booty hole.
like, oh my
You can't get no
gosh.
infection in a booty
And she
hole.
was like, don't worry, it won't hurt a bit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. She was like, you also have epidural, so you're fine. And I was like, but still be gentle with me. I don't want you. That's so But like I was like, guys, did I poop? Like, did I poop? Of course nobody's telling me. And they're like, even if you did, you're fine. Did
It's
I poop?
labor, huh?
Did I poop?
Yo, honestly, bro,
It was all mixed in. You don't even know.
you really don't know. And
That's
if you
nasty.
did, it wasn't solid.
Ew. I know
Also, I don't know if
that.
it's Tima. There was
I
a
know
point where there
that.
was bubbles. So I don't know if you farted or if you pooped.
Honestly, I
I was
don't
just
know
like,
either, but I remember the
but you
bubbles.
and you said you just like did I poop? I was just like, I don't know. I don't smell nothing. You smell medicated. I don't know.
Honestly, like I didn't want to poop on the table or on the bed after giving birth or while giving birth.
Bro.
I didn't want the poop to touch my baby.
Nigga,
It was
nobody
so
would have
much.
known, bro. It was all red, bro.
She did
That
not
was the only
care.
color out there was red.
Really?
It was all red.
Oh my gosh. I'm kind of glad because mommy was in there and I told her it's okay. She can let me and you stay in there. I'm glad mommy didn't stay in there for that. I don't want to traumatize my mother like that. Even though she would have been fine, but
Would you have been fine, my guy?
with mommy in there, she proved that other than them taking my blood with the vein thing, because she annoyed me with that, but mommy proved that in that she'll let them do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that I may not have me and my mother's relationship is rocky for whatever reasons. That's not your means. But one thing about my mother, even before this, I know if I needed my mother, she coming through. I knew that. And in this, exceeded coming through.
It's a fact.
She was there when we didn't want her to be.
It's a fact.
She was there when we needed her to be.
It's a fact.
She did every single thing. And because my mother doesn't really know how to, whatever she doesn't know how to handle the emotions and grief sometimes, or she may not, she would clean, she would pick up, she'd do everything.
She sounds so miserable. So these nurses work so dirty. Because she's also a nurse.
She's a nurse.
Look how they just leave the wrappers on
They
the
just
floor.
left the papers on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
And you want to know what's so funny? If it was Auntie Tony, you know she would have done the same thing. I just told her, oh my gosh, you're just, wow. Auntie Tony would have went out there and said something.
No, she would have been like, excuse me. The wrapper.
The wrapper? You're not going to pick that up?
I love my auntie, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I love my auntie.
Then you want to know what's
Aki.
so funny? All of her children are her as well.
It's true.
All of her children are her as
Like
well.
it or not, it is what it is.
Like it or not, it is what it is.
All right, where we at?
Yeah. Mommy, great, held through all of the good things. So, I guess
It was rough seeing your dad cry, man. I think that was a first for me.
that was the first for me too. I've never seen Daddy cry.
Yeah.
He cried one time around me when he found something out about me, but he didn't make me see it. But never seen him cry, and then he hugged me and cried, and I was like, I was uncomfortable. Not in a bad way. It's just like I don't know what to do with this.
It happened really fast. That was interesting too.
Yeah. I guess because I know we've gone over some times, I'm probably gonna make a part 1 and part 2. Who knows? But how do you feel? We know how we feel now. We know how we felt through the different things. How you feel about you were with her last breath. I got to see her after she passed and stuff. And we spent time with her, and then it was that last wheel off that we said. All right. How was that for you? I'm sure you were glad you spent time with her.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, but then like weird at sometimes.
Why?
Just because
Did she move with you?
she moved the most with you.
When she was on my chest?
Yeah.
And then she kind of
So
pulled
like,
out.
yeah. So the only way I knew she was kind of alive was when they did the check-ins,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, all right, check the heartbeat. She's like, nope, she's still going. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I'll just like nudge her, and it's just like,
Were you by yourself when you were with her, or everybody was with you?
At first when we were gone, they brought the baby in. The baby was still in the room. I went back in the room. Then I was just there for a little bit
With her?
with her, just me and her. We had our time. Um, Talked with her, talked with God. Yeah, told her about God.
Mm-hmm.
That's pops. You know.
Right, who you about to go be with?
Yeah, man. That's real pops.
Yes, tug on his hem.
I'm pops here. You going
Mm-hmm.
to real pops. um, yeah. So broke down then. Then nurse came in and was just like, "Yo, you want the family back?" I was like, "Yeah." And then they came in and I was done again. Yeah, we're all done. Just
They cried too?
yeah.
Mm.
It's just
Mommy?
I can't.
Couldn't tell. You were in
Yeah,
it. It's
I
fine.
don't think she cried, or if she did, she didn't let me see.
Yeah.
I just remember like Jason and Jordan was like at my side, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case was. Yeah, like it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah. I get it.
Ain't nothing to say, nothing to give. It was just real silent.
Yeah. So,
I think we had music playing. Yes,
yeah.
there was music playing. She listened to Snarky Puffy.
Okay.
Bumping.
Yes, some culture.
She's listening to some worship music, and I'm just like, nah, you gotta, you know.
Yeah, lock in.
So she listened to a couple of my favorites,
Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah, we bumped out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. So eventually they was just like, yeah.
No more.
They didn't say it because they were like nurses, and a doctor had to declare it, but they said it without saying it. But it was just like, we're gonna call it whatever to confirm. But okay. What was the question? I'm sorry.
No, I asked you in between, so that's my fault too. How'd you feel being with her? You did just answer that, right?
Oh yeah, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Certain parts of it felt like I said, I was just making up because like
You
there
didn't
was
get
parts
to.
where I didn't really know if I was holding a corpse or if there was still life in there.
Because she was
I don't know if she
moving.
could hear, but it's just like
I think she
playing
can
with
hear.
her hands, her feet. It's just like, right, this
Long
is this
tongue,
flesh,
boy.
this blood in there. That's a part of me.
Yeah.
So like, just taking in what I can, I guess while I can was what it was, and then it doesn't help. Like I was kind of drifting, so I'm just like, damn, I don't want to drop the baby. So like, there was times where I was just like, no,
You're
no, like
tired.
I was really tired, and I turned back, and that's where it got kind of whoa for me because I turned back. I'm like, yo, yeah, that's the sun.
I had that realization, but I didn't see sun. I was like,
They was just like, yeah, I was just like, yo, like next morning. I said, yo, what time is it? They said 6 something. I was like,
why we had it at the same
and
time then?
I didn't sleep though. It
None
was
of
just
us
like I was
did.
drifting, but I never slept.
Wow.
So I'm just like, yo, what you mean that's the sun?
Yeah.
And like there was times where I feel my arm get low. I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna drop this baby, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas drop me. I don't want to drop her.
I asked my nurse downstairs when I looked at the clock. I said, I think that clock is right. She goes, yeah. I'm like, it's 6:30. She's like, yeah. Where's my husband and my baby? Like I was like, where are they?
They play games. They play games. I'm not gonna hold you.
They kept us
because
apart.
they told me that for a while we're gonna bring you down. So
They kept telling me you were coming.
And I don't know what the holdup was. And then when I got down there, they put me like
in a separate area,
literally right next to her, like behind this curtain. It was just like
Yeah.
Almost like, oh, we're gonna wait for counselors to get here,
Who's
and like
nobody
she
care
can
about no
hear that we're right next
counselor?
door, and they're doing this weird like trying to talk to me thing lowly, and I'm just like, bro, she's right there.
Yeah.
Why is the curtains up? Like they're kind of like hiding me like as a surprise part, like,
I
but like
started
not a
yelling through
surprise
the
thing, and it's just
curtains.
like she's trying to. She saw me already, so like she's trying to talk to me and call to me. The doctors is saying, "Oh, we're just gonna wait for the counselors." I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna tell her. What are you talking about?
Thank
They're
you.
not telling her crap. So she's just like, yo, I just want to know, like,
Is
what's
she
going on. I'm like,
breathing?
is she breathing? I'm just like, nah, bro, that's it.
And
And
I
it's
told him,
just
I
like,
was like, thank
thank you.
you. He didn't say
Running around in circles, and I
anything.
understand because they was doing the same thing to me upstairs, and that's got to be torture for you because you ain't have nothing but them.
Yes.
And I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Should I
It's,
bun that, please? Don't you know?
no, it's alright. That,
This is the those nurses were also good.
yeah,
Just the a
separation
more or
was too
less
much.
favorable experience than what we had in labor and delivery. That was post op recovery.
Yeah, I was without him for too long, and I wasn't okay. After a near-death experience, I was not okay. But how did you feel? Okay.
And that's the
Oh,
thing, like the whole near death, they kept on coming and outing that fire. They
yes.
would keep coming in and checking and say, "Hey, she's totally fine."
Yeah, they
They're
saved
like
me.
they'll do a bunch of check-ins and say, "Hey,
Yes.
she's good. We're gonna get you guys down there soon." But
And
like I
not get
said,
us
there was
down
like
there.
this weird, I guess, twilight of time where it's just like it all felt like 30 minutes till I saw the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It felt really short.
Mm-hmm. I second that. Yes.
It felt really short, and I'm just like, wait, no. Since the sun is out, it's been hours since they
Yeah.
took this away.
Yeah.
Wickedness. Even
Yeah.
when they said, "Oh, we're gonna go make memory box for the baby,"
Keep your box. Give me my husband and my baby.
boy. Or no.
Take
That
pictures.
it was something they was gonna do. Yes, because I think the thing that they had them in, thing that they initially had her in, when it
Mm-hmm.
was just me and her, is different from what we brought her in with you.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, she got changed and pretty close, and then put her in that special box. Um, Even that transition to
Took
get her
long.
into that, I was just like, "What are y'all doing? Where's my baby?
Yeah.
Where's my wife?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. All for her to be right outside the room, they conversing and planning about something, but I'm just like, bro. And they're just like, yeah, they're calling down there trying to get something worked out. I don't know.
Because they had to
Whatever.
get a space and all of the things. I'm like, I understand, but I was like, I need y'all to speak to me. I don't do well if y'all not communicating with me.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So got past that.
We
I'm
learned
gonna.
that in night kayaking.
Huh?
I said we learned that in night kayaking.
Yes, in kayaking. I don't like when people don't speak to me. But I guess to close this out, kind of. We had our moment. They brought us up, finally got to a room, right? The final room, and we had our moment together with her. Now,
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I will say, I want to
Yeah.
backtrack. I mentioned multiple times that it was weird for me because I felt like I was making moments because I didn't know what was what at certain times. Ultimately, it was a blessing that I did have that time,
Mm-hmm.
like overall, and I do see it as that. Like in that moment, I also saw it as that. There was never a time where I held her, and it was just like, I mean, yes, it did suck, but then like that wasn't my initial thought.
Yeah. I don't think anyone thought that,
Like
but
it
I get it.
was, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was sad because I knew it was coming to an end, but then it was a blessing. I still got to hold my baby.
He kept her
I saw
alive
features.
for
He
that.
kept her alive, and we had some moments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. What was I talking about?
she be quivering her lip like you.
The the oof. Did she?
She did that bottom lip.
um hospital room, final room where we got to say goodbye to her. I'm not gonna lie, I need tissue. When we got to say goodbye to her. How was that? You don't want that tissue?
No.
Okay.
How was that for you?
I just remember crying and saying, like, God, I don't know what it is, but I don't know what your plan was. I don't know why, but she's here. She's beautiful, so beautiful. And like, I just was trying to be obedient and understand, but I was like happy I was alive to see her, but sad that we had to leave her there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that last moment with just us in the room, because we know family was going to come and have their moment as well. It was needed, and I was like begging for that because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it in recovery. It was too much people. Shut up. It was too much people for me to do it. Oh. I'm covering it. It was too much people, and I felt like I couldn't have my moment. I just wanted a moment alone with you and her because I was away from you both for so long. And a part of me knew I couldn't break down the way I needed to without you being there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause you're my anchor. Like, of course the Lord is my anchor, but you know what I mean. Like, you're my anchor, and it's like for someone who never wanted to be married and now in a situation where it's just like that submission stuff that Black women run away from for so long, but then it's just like we can't submit to something that, you know, we can't submit to trash or whatever. I have no problem doing that with you. I'm comfortable saying you're the head of the household, all of that. And in that moment, I even saw why I wasn't comfortable breaking down in front of anyone else until you came in the room, because I knew that, in a sense, you were there to catch me. You were there to comfort me. You were there to tell me it was okay. And looking at a piece of both of us sitting in our hand, it was just, it took me because I saw clear as day Nick and Toya in this baby. Mm-hmm. Clear as day. Nobody, she couldn't run from us if she tried. Clear as day that I saw us. So it was a lot, but I was grateful, and it was.
You're damn bifocals.
I just kept telling God, I don't know why. I don't know why, but thank you for letting me see her, because she's absolutely beautiful. And now she's gonna be with you. Like, she's gonna be with you. She's gonna be there with you, and she'll be okay. That's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel?
I think by then,
Mm-hmm.
that was in, I don't want to say numb,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't a whole wave of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we got to have that time together.
Mm-hmm. Needed
But
it.
I'm also grateful that I did have that time alone, because
Yes.
there wasn't any, are you okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? It was just me and her present in the room. So I was able to feel all I needed to feel, get out what I needed to get out.
Mm-hmm.
and there was nothing else. Not to say that you're a distraction to my emotions, if
I get
that's a
what you
thing,
mean.
but
Yeah,
like,
no.
she was the focus in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time where it was the three of us and you wanted it just that, you said, don't make any family coming yet. I just want to, just us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think maybe I cried. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
think we cried together.
We did.
Um,
We bawled, boy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. What was it? It hurts. There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't much thought to it. Like, it doesn't make sense and it hurts, but then
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't change the fact that it's reality. By then, she's gone. It's just like, I'm holding what was. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. We were literally just holding her
like,
there, and she was already gone.
and that's, I'd say a piece of emotion kind of went with it. Like, all of the, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, forget it.
Last rollout, the end of her physical body with us in the room. We both took it easier than I thought we would.
Yeah.
And you were fine as well. I think because we had that moment, we were fine.
Yeah. By the time family came in,
We
it
were
was,
okay.
she was only there at that time for family. I wanted her to stay. Toy wasn't ready for her to go away, but I
I
definitely wanted
wasn't.
her to stay just in case family wanted to see in person, as opposed to like, yo, you took the trip out to see us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to just see a picture, because honestly, the pictures didn't do it justice.
The pictures they took were not good. We had our own
So
pictures.
yeah, she was literally next to the bed with a blanket. I was like, yo, go
Yeah.
see her, hold her, do what y'all want. Like,
Yeah. Because
some people did, some people, I'm just like,
yeah.
I was legit off, and I was like, yo, to you.
Yeah. The bassinet she was in was refrigerated, had a cooler. So,
Kept her fresher longer.
and preserved. Yeah. Still right.
Yep.
Yeah, she was preserved. So, family got to close that as well. I don't know how family feels, but they got to get that handled as well. Um, so yeah, I guess to tie it all up,
You
to
said that mad
close
times.
to close out the video
Shoot,
now.
liar.
We know right now we're okay. I think okay is relative. Like people think when you say you're okay, you probably not gonna cry again. Blah blah blah. Well, obviously that's not true, but we still there's a piece of her with us everywhere we go, all the time, forever and ever. Her DNA is literally in my body for the rest of my life because I gave birth to her, right? And then we both got to hold her and experience her. Yes, it's true.
Is it that way or is it the other way around?
I don't know, but
Don't we give her
we
DNA?
do give her DNA, but then she forms her own too, you know.
That's true.
So that's in me.
Weird. Forget it. It's late, guys.
Yes. So she's with us. She's not going anywhere. Her name is there. Nevaeh Heaven Fraser. We're not forgetting her or anything. She is in heaven ushering down her brothers and sisters whenever that time comes. And yeah, I will never forget baby girl. Because also I believe baby girl saved my life. Um, any closing remarks from you, husband?
But yeah, it was a blessing to have her and spend time for 3 hours longer than we were expected to. I feel like God is confusing, but still good throughout, and I'm excited. I still trust that we're gonna have multiple babies, maybe twins.
Mhm.
Um,
I think we're gonna have twins.
I think so too. And like you said, I'll never forget my first baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Firstborn.
firstborn.
Strongest
That's
contender.
literally, yes. The strongest contender is the girl. The Bay of Heaven. Yeah, I'll never forget. Everything else will be second and third, but I'll never forget our first baby and the first and second miracle of
Mm-hmm.
that God marked. And yeah, if he did it
Could do it
with
again.
that, he'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that looks like, I'm down for the ride. Hopefully it doesn't hurt as much, but
Hopefully, but I am down for the
I'm
ride
here regardless.
as
You know.
long as he's the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, there was no script, rhyme, or reason with the video. I just really wanted to do something with Nick.
If there's questions,
Please drop it in the comments.
we can answer it in the part. Somebody.
Yeah. I really wanted to get Nick's perspective and everything through it because I really believe that we don't hear enough from the men about it. And they go through it just as much. They may not have birthed or carried the child, but they were with you through it, and it's a part of them as well. Nevaeh is a Fraser.
I guess a message to the guys. Community is definitely everything. I couldn't have made it as far as I could, or like I couldn't support you if I didn't have my bros have my back, like checking in on me.
Even
If
when
they're
you don't
not
want to
checking
talk to
in,
them.
I know they're praying.
Yeah.
Even when I can't pray, they're praying for me, whether
Yeah.
it's in person or not. Like I have about 5 to 6 brothers that's coming to mind. You know who you are already, so I'm not gonna name drop. You know what it is, but they've been, of course, outside of God, they've been the rock that I lean on,
Yeah.
so that you can get your support.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
And whatever that looks like, because I don't talk, so not to say that I'm just going and dumping there, but like there's people that understand and know how to navigate in me not talking, and it works.
It does.
I don't always need much, but what it is, I get.
They have the formula.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's good. Our village is a great one and a strong one. And we are there for others. And they showed up a lot in this season, even in their hurt and all of that, because they went through the journey with us as well. Front and center. Mad heads fasted and prayed for this baby.
Bro, Father's Day alone was wreckage.
Yeah. Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. People just speaking things into existence. By Father's Day, we kind of knew that,
yeah, but
that she was pregnant. But then, like, just for people to not know, and then people, speaking life, and it's just like, all right, appreciate that. You see who's really riding for you, and certain people decided to give gifts that took me out on a Sunday morning. And I'm just like, bro, all this emotion, this is what we're doing?
Right, too much.
Too much. No.
When Zay gave me that Mother's Day card, I wanted to fling my book at Zoe. First of all, I bawled. That we don't even gotta dive in.
Renee and Frankie gave me a book, and it's pretty much like a journal about your story, and then she wrote a spiel on it. I'm not gonna get into it.
She wrote something in there.
I'll show you upstairs. I thought I showed you.
No, I didn't know she wrote something.
Wreckage, bro. And then she gave a talk right before. I had to go in the kitchen at church and just cry. She was like, no. I'm sorry. I'm like, don't apologize. Consistently.
I tell you that girl.
No, just knows the right things to say. Listen. Just knows, even the prayer meeting. We went to silly us going to prayer meeting after all of this happens.
Yeah.
And what they was praying for? Family.
And they were like, all the parents
stand up. So we sitting down
We was like
praying. Renee comes and then she scoots past me. So I'm like, all right, let me scoot over.
So she could,
And let me scoot over. So she sit next to Toya. And then she grabs me and grabs Toya. She said, get up. You were parents. Done.
Yeah, bald.
But I stood up.
I stood up because Renee's strong. I stood up.
She
but
said,
still,
get up. You are still parents. I said,
yeah.
Oh, no. But...
yeah. And then I hugged my friend.
Yeah, and Jordan came and sat next to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to finish this, you know.
We do
because we could keep going. This is
I
good,
actually like this.
This is
and
good.
Honestly,
I don't mind keep going. You know.
I was going to say.
You could cut it up. That's your business.
Let us
I can't
know. Do you guys like this? I hope you do.
Yeah,
I'll
be chatting.
If we chatting, you could tell us we chatting and we won't do it again. But let us know how you feel about it.
Just be nice, be respectful.
We do we have a couples channel. We need to revive that couples channel. But if I like doing videos like this, and now we have the space, thank you, Mom and Pop, to do stuff like this. So we can have talks and whatnot.
We can have guests in here too.
If we wanted to. I would get a bigger couch. But yeah, if we wanted to, we can do that. But let us know how you feel about this video. In the comment section, let us know if you guys want us to do more. We'll talk about different things. I wanted to also say, in doing this, I don't want you guys to feel like we're dragging it out or we're trying to be extra. We are more than our miscarriage. But it is a part of our story and a part of our testimony. So we're not hiding it either.
So also a very fresh part of it. Like
very fresh. It only happened a month ago.
Yeah.
It's only been a month. But if you're a subscriber, if you're a non-subscriber, hey, you stayed around and watched, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Don't be scared to like, comment, and again, subscribe.
Don't be scared. Just do it.
Wow.
Do it.
Wow.
Take your thumb. And you know what? Press the bell. Put the notifications on.
Whoa. I never even remembered about the notification. Come on, babe.
We want all the videos.
Wow. Okay, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified of all new videos that I post and that we may be posting in the future on our couples channel, which I will link below in the description box. Once again, we love you guys. Thank you, and bye.